Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're starting unit 23, which is graphs, and this is a really easy, awesome chapter, and it can bring out a little bit of your creative side. So get your pencils, your colors, get it all ready because we're going to be creative in this lesson. Okay, before we start with that, we're first going to look at the different types of graphs we get. Our first graph is called a continuous graph, which is a single unbroken with no gaps, like the example shown below. Okay. A discrete graph takes up the value of counting numbers, and you can see it's unbroken and it's also not a straight line like the previous one. Alright, so those are the two different types of graphs. Then sometimes you'll see a graph increases, stays constant, or decreases. Now, understanding the difference between these values may help you interpret a situation. Okay, so first of all, you need to know which line is increasing, decreasing, or constant. So when a line goes towards the roof, it is increasing. Constant is when it stays on the same level, and decreasing is when it goes towards the floor. Okay, now we're going to use these three values and interpret it into a situation. So on the screen currently we have three different graphs and a situation, and you need to select which graph fits the situation correctly. So let's read what happens. Jamie begins the race and soon feels a pain in a muscle. He is unable to finish the race. So if we look at graph 1, this person started the race, increased the speed, and then stayed at a constant speed throughout the race. Graph 2, this person started the race, slowed down, and all of a sudden really decreased and stopped the race. And then graph 3, they slowed down, but then increased, then slowed down, and then increased again. So Jamie's going to be graph 2, because he was unable to complete the race, so his speed decreases all the way down to 0. As you can see, it just falls all the way down. Okay, let's look at another example. Here it says Melissa builds up her speed during the beginning of the race, and she maintains her running speed for the remainder of the race. Now it's the same example as previously, you just got to select the new graph. Okay, so graph 2 was Jamie, and graph 1 will be for Melissa because she starts to increase her speed and then maintains her speed throughout the race. Alright, now when we are plotting points on a graph, we need to use a Cartesian plane to plot, and this on your screen is called a Cartesian plane. A Cartesian plane has a y-axis, which is your vertical line, and it has an x-axis, which is your horizontal line, and then a point 0 in the middle of your graph, which is called an origin. You need to know how to draw this for an exam. Right, here is another Cartesian plane showing you the direction of positives and negatives. So this is quadrant 1. Your y and your x values are positive. Okay, quadrant 2, your x values are negative, whereas your y values are positive. Quadrant 3, both your y and your x values are negative. And quadrant 4, your x value is positive and your y value is negative. This is really, really important when you become a senior in maths. Alright, so for now you just need to understand what's going on, and it becomes a really important playing part when you get to grade 10. Alright, let's learn to read coordinates. So on our screen is coordinates, alright? And now we need to plot it on a Cartesian plane like so. Firstly, our first coordinate, which is 1, is our x coordinate, and it's read on the horizontal axis. So it is read on this line over here. It's our x-axis. Alright, then we have 6, which is our y-axis. So it's our vertical line. So it is this line over here. Okay, but the explanations over here on the screen tell you exactly. So now let's learn how to plot these coordinates. Right, so 1 and 6. 1 is your one is your horizontal line, and 6 is your vertical line, your y-axis and your x-axis. Right, so here's 1 on your x-axis, and here's 6 on your y-axis. At their meeting point, you put your dot. So generally you can use your fingers to do this, and then at the meeting point you put your little dot. Then our next one, we have 3 and 5. So 3 will be on our horizontal axis, so that's our 3. 5 will be on our vertical axis, so it's here. At their meeting point you put a dot. Or for example, this one's a square, but normally we put a dot. This computer's just trying to be creative. Alright, then we have 6 and 2. 6 is on our horizontal line over here, and 2 is on our vertical line over here. And at the meeting point, you're going to put the smiley face, but you guys can put a dot on your worksheet. Alright. Now, sometimes you will have to read what the coordinates are on a graph. For example, this activity. So you're going to look at where the picture is and write down the coordinates. Firstly, we're going to start at the tree. Okay, so remember that your horizontal line is always the first number, and your vertical line is always the second number. Okay, so it would be 1 and 1 for your tree. Okay, for the boots, it will be 1 and 5. Soccer ball will be 2 and 2. You can even highlight the lines as we go, if that will make it easier. 4 and 4 for the dog. And then for the teacup, it is 5 and 6. I already loaded it. And then for the last one, the hats will be 6 and 1. Right, so if it helps to just highlight it like I was going over the lines, like so, then do so. Okay. Right, here's a little quiz that you can do if you want some extra practice with the examples and the memo on the screen. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You can just do that on your own time. Right, then the exercise that you have to complete today is this worksheet. Alright, now, here are your coordinates that you need to plot. Alright, each section is a different coordinate. You'll see it says stop. So what you're going to do is plot each coordinate in this line, connect each one together, and then stop. Then you go to the next one. You plot each one of these, connect these, and you stop. You do not join the two together. You only join it in the line. Alright, so you join these ones, but not together. Okay, only to itself. Right. I'm going to show you how to do the first one, just to help you out. Alright, so I've got my little pen. And the first coordinate is 0 and 16. So 0 is on your x-axis and 16 is on your y-axis. Now, with this Cartesian plane, there are missing numbers. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I would do before you start is fill that in. Because to count every single time, it is going to be a real mission and it's going to take forever. So rather just fill in the missing values first. Okay, so we got 0 and 16. You won't really see this one because the line and our dots are the same color, but it's okay, you'll see the others. Then we have -2, so -2 is on this side, and then 16, so go up all the way to 16, put your dots. Okay, then we have -5 and 15, so that would be over here, all the way up, oops, over there. Okay, then -9 and 13, then -13 and 9, then -14 and 6, -14 and 4, -12 and 0. So that would be on the line over here. And then -11 and 1. Then it says stop. So now what you're going to do is take your ruler, connect all the dots that you've just drawn with your ruler, unlike mine with that's all curvy. Okay, oopsie. Let's just erase that so it at least looks decent. Sometimes the laptop does that. I don't know why. Alright, and the important thing to note is that you actually need to join the dots in order that they've given it to you. Okay, so make sure that you are doing that. Sorry, this is taking forever. Oops. Okay, see why you need to use a ruler. Oh, that thing's gone again. I don't know why. Let's just ignore it. Okay, so ignore those lines. This is what your first one would be. Then you go and you plot the next section and you connect those ones. Then you plot the next section and you plot, and then you connect those ones, and so forth. And you can see as you go along, you can also tick it off as you go. Okay, so you know that you've plotted. Right, and then once you're done, please color in your picture so that it looks beautiful. If you don't have a printer, then you need to draw out this Cartesian plane in your book. Okay, so make sure you do that. Once you're done, you'll get a beautiful picture like this, unlike my little picture. Mine looks like it's got little horns. But yeah, you should get a picture like this. If you don't, then you need to go back and see how you're plotting. If you don't get this picture, that means you are plotting incorrectly. Okay, and then you're going to need some extra help. Right, in our next video, we're going to look at linear graphs. So stay tuned for that. See you guys next time. Hope you have a great day. Bye.